Hello, everyone. I'm AT Storm Track meteorologist Austin Haskins. We have a lot to discuss in the weather department as we head towards the weekend. But we'll first touch on the first two headlines here, which is some pleasant weather for both today and Thursday. And looking at the warmest day of the year so far on Friday, some of us could be setting new daily records yet again, just like we did on Monday. But we'll focus at the end on our weekend storm system for the bulk of this video here today. Get outside today, though, and enjoy the weather. Highs in the 50s across the area, mostly middle 50s, some upper 50s south and west, lower 50s north and northeast. We'll fall back down into the upper 20s and lower 30s tonight. We'll have a mostly clear to partly cloudy sky. Clouds might get a little bit thicker if you're along and north of Highway 64 overnight for a time. Tomorrow, mostly low to mid 60s with a mostly sunny to partly cloudy sky. The winds pick up a little bit out of the south and southeast. And then we're looking at highs upper 60s, low to mid 70s on Friday with a gusty south to southeast wind that could gust up to 35 miles per hour. Now we're looking at 74 for the forecasted high in Eau Claire. That would fall just short of the record of 76 set back in 2012. Of course, 2012, there were a lot of record highs set during that March. But Menominee, Medford, Cumberland, Durand, River Falls, and other locations in western Wisconsin likely are going to be at least tying, if not setting, new daily records. So that's in the short term, at least for today and tomorrow, and even into starting in the day Friday. But it's really late in the day Friday night, Saturday that we have to watch the weather closely. And if you look at the water vapor satellite imagery, this area of spin you see off the west coast of the U.S., that's our storm system that's going to be progressing in here as we get into the weekend. That's the one we've been talking about for the last several days. And we're slowly getting closer into the timing of those higher resolution Futurecast models. But this one will take us to about mid-evening on Friday. So we started it here on Friday. And again, we're going to be quiet during the day on Friday. There may be a shower or two around, but I think we're going to generally stay dry. But you notice this area of spin. That's the low pressure that's going to be over Kansas during the day, but eventually will be strengthening and moving to the north and east. Now, Future track here stops at about 10 p.m., but you notice that there is a line of showers and thunderstorms just south and west of our area from near Sisseton, South Dakota, over towards about the Albert Lee area, then stretching back down the Mississippi River down into places like St. Louis and then eventually down towards the southern U.S. This is what we'll have to watch kind of closely as we get into Friday night for not only the chance for showers and storms, but possibly some strong to even severe storms as well. And of course, once we get within about 60 hours, so later tonight and then especially tomorrow and Friday, we'll have a better idea on how that'll play out. But the Storm Prediction Center, we're now in their 1 to 3 day outlook, so now we have all 5 categories that you're probably accustomed to seeing. We now have a level 1 out of 5 risk in place up to about Highway 8. The areas in blue, that means non-severe thunderstorms are expected. Thunderstorms are possible, but they're not expected to be severe. In the level 1 area in the green, that means that an isolated storm or two could turn severe. And then the areas in yellow, which is along and south of Highway 121, that is a level 2 out of 5 risk, and there's even a level 3 risk much farther to the south. So that level 2 risk, closer look in our areas near Black River Falls to about the Whitehall area over towards Montana and north of Alma to about Pepin and areas south. So this includes basically all of the Cooley region and areas south. So that means scattered severe storms are possible. That means the chances are a little bit higher in those areas. All modes of severe weather are possible. Hail, wind, and yes, even an isolated tornado threat. They're all possible. But there are still some question marks on how this is all going to play out. We are certainly going to have the lift, which is going to be a cold front that's going to be approaching. And number 2, we are going to have a lot of wind shear with this system in the upper levels, which is 2 of the 4 ingredients you need for severe weather. If you've heard the acronym SLIM, shear, lift, instability, and moisture. That's the main ingredients you need for severe weather. We're certainly going to have the wind shear and we're going to have the lift, but the instability and moisture, those still remain to be a bit on the questionable side. It depends on how far north the moisture gets and how much energy we have as well. So certainly this risk could go up, but it could also go down as well. So something that we're going to be monitoring very closely. Now, bigger picture, so we get into the backside of this system now as we get into Saturday. So again, we'll have the showers and storms around. This is the European model we're looking at. Here's the center of the low pressure, and we get a break in the action in the moisture sometime Saturday morning. Maybe still some rain lingering around, but you notice snow along the Interstate 29 corridor. We will see colder air spill in late in the day on Saturday. So our high is likely going to be early Saturday afternoon or around the midday hours, and then we'll drop into the afternoon and evening hours. And there may be a window where we see some light snow and a wintry mix with this system. But the way things are looking, even if that is going to be the case, this system is going to be eventually moving out of here and gradually kind of losing its steam. So I don't think we're going to see much snow. And if we do see anything, the accumulations are going to be very minimal to no accumulation at all. I think the better accumulations for that are going to be back closer towards the Interstate 29 corridor. So when you look at the threat tracker for the entire weekend, rain is likely. Thunderstorms are in that chance category. The severe threat, again, is it kind of in that low to very low category, but it's not zero, something that we will be watching closely. Gusty winds outside of thunderstorms, that's in that, medium to high category because there will be some wind gusts up to about 40, 45 miles per hour. And then the snow potential, again, in the chance category to at least see some snow showers, but accumulations, again, as I mentioned, minimal to none. That's going to be mostly across western Minnesota. But as I've also talked about the last couple of days too, first, again, just another look at this again. So Friday to very early Sunday morning, current track, Omaha to Minneapolis to northern Wisconsin. Again, showers and storms expected to some degree. A low-end conditional threat for severe weather Friday night. And then again, turning colder late in the day Saturday for a chance of that mix and light snow late in the day into the evening. So the difference in the track, again, as I've talked about the last couple of days, and is with any system, can change the complexity of the forecast. So again, right now from Omaha to Minneapolis to northern Wisconsin, that's about the rough estimate of that track, or that white lines that are moving you see there. So if the system tracks east and southeast, we would have a better chance for seeing some snow, maybe some minor accumulations. The thunderstorm and severe chances would be diminished a little bit. Or if we don't see as much moisture or energy, that would limit the thunderstorm and severe chance. But if it goes farther west and northwest and say it maybe moves in a little bit earlier, the chances for snow would likely be a little bit lower, but then the threat for thunderstorms and possibly severe storms would be slightly elevated. So there's a lot to kind of dissect with this system, so I want to encourage you to stay with us throughout the day today and then also tomorrow and Friday and even into Saturday for updates with this. And again, there's just a lot of moving parts expected with this storm system. And we're looking at 74 again on Friday, 55 Saturday, down to 37 on Sunday. But the good news is we're going to warm right back up, and St. Patrick's Day on Monday looking pretty good with temperatures in the lower 50s.